Hello everyone, my name is Davyarchna. Today I am presenting paper number 103, Literature of Romantics. And in this paper uh, I select subject like Marriage in Pride and Prejudice, written by Jane Austen. This is my personal information. Today I am dealing with about author. Marriage is in the novel, author's view on the novel, and the work cited. Jane Austen was born in 16 December 1775 and died in 18th July 1870. And she was English writer, and she wrote the first novel, and she published four novels during his lifetime, like Sense and Sensibility, Pride and Prejudice, Mansfield Park, and Emma. Her novel defined the era's novel of manners, but they also became timeless. Classics that remained critical and popular success for over 2 centuries after her death. In Pride and Prejudice, we show a love, and there were four marriages like Collins and Charlotte, Darcy and Elizabeth, Wickham and Lydia, and Bingley and Jane. First, I will first I will dealing with Bingley and Jane. Jane was the oldest of Mr. Bennet daughter, and a pretty girl of sweet and gentle disposition. Bingley was Bingley and Jane. They were met at good impression to each other in a first ball party, and they were attracted to each other at once. For Bingley, he had a good temper. He was so modest and had an opinion about his marriage. No matter how obvious his attachment to Jane was, he believed Darcy's representation of Jane's indifference was true, and under the influence of his sister and Mr. Darcy, Bingley began to doubt Jane's affection to him. Finally, he thought Jane didn't love him, so he left her without saying goodbye. And after later sometime, when all the misunderstanding clarified, and he came back to Jane at Darcy's assistant, Bingley's indecisive indecisive character determines his happiness and results that his life was controlled by others. Later on a visit to Bingley's, Jane's love affairs with Bingley is advanced. Even Bingley is apparently on the point of proposing to Jane, and after they love to each other. And another marriage like Darcy and Elizabeth. We know that Darcy was a egoistic man and Elizabeth was a proud girl. As the heroine of this novel, Elizabeth, love is important. At the beginning, Elizabeth refused to accept Darcy's pursuit because in Elizabeth's mind, Darcy is very cold and extremely proud. He is rich and has high social status, and he looked down upon the middle class girls. But as time goes by, Darcy began to admire Elizabeth in spite of himself. For Elizabeth, love is the most important element of marriage. She does not accept a marriage which is not based on love. She doesn't love Collins. So she refused the future thereto, the manor and the wealth. And the first, she thought Darcy was too arrogant. So she also refused the wealthy gentleman. We can see a rational and intelligent girl in the novel, who is just Elizabeth. And after that, as they knowing each other further and further, Elizabeth cleared this misunderstanding in himself. They fell in love with each other on the basis of love, and this is the ending of this novel. And Collins and Charlotte, this is third marriage in the novel. When the homely and plain Charlotte decided to marry Collins, she was only satisfied without thinking highly either of man or of matrimony. Marriage had always been her object, and we can see it was the only honorable provision for well educated young women of small fortune. And the other marriage, like Wickham and Lydia. We know that in the novel, Lydia, as Mr. Bennet's third daughter, was spoiled by her mother. So she was very conceited and arrogant and behaved previously. Wickham, he has no other advantage except for his attractive physical appearance. In his opinion, love is just recreation. Sorry. Due to he was troubled with a large debt, he entices Lydia and gets her love easily. When their love does not get the permission from the parents, they elope. And I take a part uh, on the website, like Jane Austen's views on marriage in Pride and Prejudice. Marriage and love are eternal topics in our society. Among these works, Pride and Prejudice, written by Jane Austen, is welcome all over the world. In this novel, Jane Austen expresses her own opinion about this problem through the description of four couples' marriage. That is, marriage should not be determined by property and family status. It is unwise to marry without money, but it is also wrong to marry for money. And the marriage settled by love and happy and idle. Her views on marriage have great realistic significance to the modern society. Jane Austen's views on ideal marriage and its great realistic significance to the modern society from the analysis of four different types of marriage in the novel. And another article, like uh, contrasting attitude toward marriage in Pride and Prejudice. Elizabeth Bennet's disregard, disregard for the contemporary marital conventions. These are analyzed and compared to the traditional marital opinion of the novel social environment. Moreover, the historical context is important is understanding the marital view in Pride and Prejudice, because the novel was written at a time when the views toward marriage changed significantly. This paper argues that Elizabeth's behavior, expressed opinion, and rejection of Mr. Collins and Mr. Darcy's proposal depict liberal feminist idea of marriage. The literary review supports the notion that there are two contrasting attitudes toward marriage in Pride and Prejudice, the traditional view and the liberal feminist view. And uh, in our society, many years ago, I see serial in Star Plus. Is Pyar Ko Kya Naam Do? In this serial, there is Khushi Kumari, and another was Arnav Singh. and Khushi like proud girl, and Arnav like uh, egoistic man. And they were started in working one company, and they were hate each other. And after some time, in another sometime way, they loved each other. And in this novel was Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy. First they were hate each other, and after that they were loved to each other. And this is my work cited. Thank you.